What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about this heifer by the name of Danette Colbert. Now, she was arrested recently for the death of a journalist who was in New Orleans for the Super Bowl. His name is Adan Manzano. And Adan Manzano was 27 years old. And he was found deceased in a hotel room in Keener, Louisiana on February 5th. Now, again, he was in town for the Super Bowl. Apparently, he worked for Telemundo KC. He was a sideline reporter. And also for Tico Sports in Kansas City, Missouri. And he unfortunately met this woman who has a history of drugging men and robbing them. As a matter of fact, she got a slap on the wrist for doing a similar crime, but in that situation, that man survived. But the fact that she got a slap on the wrist, she got like a 10-year suspended sentence and was sent home to do the same crime again, but this time, this man lost his life. And let me tell you why it's divine intervention, because I truly believe that she would have kept doing this until somebody lost their life. Unfortunately, Dan lost his life. She got arrested. They gave her a bail. They gave this heifer bail for taking the life of this man. This man had previously lost his wife in a car accident. And then he goes on to lose his life because he met up with this unfortunate woman who is known as a street hustler. That's how they refer to her as in reports, a street hustler. You know, she drugged the man. Maybe she didn't think he'd lose his life, but this man lost his life. Now his child has no parents because some greedy, lousy, lazy heifer did not want to get a job, did not want to be productive in society. She just wanted to go around drugging and robbing men. I've talked about similar crimes. There's two women who went to prison for 10 years because they took the life of a man. Maybe y'all saw the story. I did a video on it when it first broke. These two heifers were on video going to his hotel room with them. Killed him, robbed him. They only got 10 years. These women like Danette, this lazy, lousy heifer, they are getting slaps on the wrist for being disgusting human beings because they think that women deserve the benefit of the doubt. Well, I think that Adan deserves the benefit of the doubt. This man was raising a child on his own because of the death of his wife, only to have this lazy, lousy heifer drug him and rob him. And how we know that she's the guilty party? One, they have a security video, her own security video going to his hotel room. And not only that, she had his I believe his credit cards, and she was using his credit card, debit cards. It got caught. Why did you have that man's stuff if you didn't commit the crime? Because this topic has been sitting on my desk since it first hit the news. The reason why I did not make a video is because the story had just broke. She was arrested 2 days later, yes, but she was only, I guess, arrested for robbery, right? Similar charges as to that. But because her bail was recently revoked due to this footage being leaked or released, or this information being released, they revoked her bail and she's in jail. She's not getting out. And the fact that there was a chance for this demon to get out just shows you where our justice system is, especially out there in New Orleans. But I have to give them credit for the district attorney and everyone else saying, hey, you know, we got this information. We can't allow this heifer to be let out of jail. So because of this, she's as good as cooked. And with her past history, I just don't see how she's going to get out of this She's gotten slaps on the wrist before, but I don't think it's going to happen now. But we're going to get into the story. And this according to People. Woman with prior drug and allegations arrested after Super Bowl journalist's death was seen on camera leaving the hotel room. Danette Colbert is accused by police of using credit cards of Adan Manzano, who died in his hotel room in Louisiana while in town to cover the Super Bowl. The woman has been charged with using credit cards of a TV reporter in town to cover the Super Bowl, was found deceased in his Louisiana hotel room. Adan Manzano, who was 27, was found dead in a hotel in Keener, Louisiana on the afternoon of February 5th. The Keener Police Department says in a Friday, February 7th press release that a woman, Danette Colbert, was arrested after allegedly using Manzano's credit card at several stores in New Orleans. The department claims that hotel security footage shows Colbert accompanying Manzano to his hotel room on the morning of February 5th before she allegedly left the room alone later that day. Colbert is only charged with fraud and theft-related offenses, according to police, who note that the investigation is still ongoing. It is not immediately clear if she has entered a plea or retained an attorney. Police said that Colbert had previously been arrested on allegations of drugging men. That's plural. Men. Theft of currency and fraudulent use of credit and debit cards, among other alleged financial crimes. Manzano was a sports reporter and anchor for Telemundo, KC, and Tico Sports from Kansas City, who was set to cover the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Telemundo, Kansas City says in a statement. They get into his wife passing away, but let's get into this article here. It says, as the investigation continues into the death of Kansas City sports reporter Adan Manzano, who was in New Orleans to cover the Super Bowl, Jefferson Parish prosecutors want the woman who may have a connection to his death to remain in jail. The Keener police released a photo that showed the 48-year-old Danette Colbert and Telemundo reporter 27-year-old Adan Manzano arriving at his hotel the morning of February 5th, just hours before he was found dead in his hotel room. Officers arrested Colbert 2 days later after evidence suggests she robbed him, but now the investigators are digging deeper. We're still waiting on the autopsy report. We will have the complete toxicology report that would tell us if there was anything in his system, whether he was drugged, because this suspect has a history of drugging men and then stealing their belongings. This heifer's been on a crime spree. She should have been went to jail, said the Keener Chief of Police Keith Conley in a motion filed on Tuesday in the 24th Judicial District Court. The Jefferson Parish District Attorney's Office asked Colbert be held without bond, while writing that the defendant has extensive history of criminal convictions dating back to 2009. Court records show Colbert has a lengthy rap sheet, includes a 2022 arrest in Las Vegas for administering a drug to aid the commission of a felony. So she was out there in Vegas back 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, doing the same thing. Since Colbert's arrest, police have received several calls from possible victims. Do y'all see why I go in on these heifers? People want, you not to go in on them. They're women. These are some well-documented veteran criminals. She's been doing it since 2009 as far as being a criminal. And the fact that she's out here drugging men because she don't want to have relations with them, because I believe she's probably works as an escort too, and she don't want to have no relations with the men. She just want to take their money. Well, you can't do that. Because you know what happened? If these men catch you trying to take money from them, they might get violent. So what they do is because they don't want to sleep with these men. So what they do is they go and they try to administer some sort of drug to get them, to pass out so they could take their things. And that's what you're seeing, more and more crimes like this. Instead of these heifers getting a job or going through with it, she could have just went on ahead, did what it did with them, got some money from them, and went about her business. But she can't do that because these heifers hate men. And her hatred of men is what drives her to do what she did. But this time, heifer, they got you. And you're going to go to prison for a very long time because this man lost his life. See, those other situations, those men didn't lose their life, so you just kept doing it. See, until somebody died, she was going to continue to do this. She was going to continue to drug the men that she met. This is why you got to be careful, and you can't be drinking nothing around these women. Don't let them get no drink for you because they are about to do something crazy. We think we've opened up a Pandora's box of similar type crimes, said Conley. Only one of them might have involved another fatality, which we're going to actively investigate with the cooperation of surrounding agencies and get to the bottom of it. This past October, a Orleans Parish jury found Colbert guilty of computer fraud, illegal transmission of monetary funds, and theft under $1,000. 2 weeks later, a criminal district court judge, Nandy Campbell, guess the race, suspended her 10-year sentence and placed her on an active probation of 5 years. Well, she done violated that probation, and she should have automatically been remanded to jail. No bail. So Nandy gave her a suspended sentence and put on five years probation. That it? For the extensive criminal history that she has? 5 years probation. See, this is why she's doing what she's doing, getting these slaps on the wrists. Well, this man lost his life. Ain't gonna be no slap on the wrist. She gonna go to prison. A motion to revoke her probation was filed Monday. If the investigation reveals additional charges, Colbert's chances may have run out. Certainly, if those autopsy results come back and indicate any kind of narcotics that were involved, we are going to go with the evidence, and these charges could include homicide charges, the chief said. A public defender requests a preliminary examination and bond hearing. Both are set for February 25th. State Attorney General Liz Muriel also said her office will provide whatever support the district attorneys may need. Well, she's made their case for them with her history of doing these things. Now, I got to say this. For a guy who's of Mexican descent, he's in town for the Super Bowl. He wants to have a good time. You can't just be getting with anybody. That's what leads me to believe that she was probably working as an escort on one of these escorting sites and maybe hit them up because there's no evidence that they met at a bar or, they met anywhere in public. So they could have just met after talking on the phone. She came to the hotel, or maybe there was a meeting spot somewhere. You got to be careful when you go into these cities, man, that you are rarely, if ever, in. These women are vicious. And the reason why she's gotten away with her crimes is because I believe she was working as an escort, and these men felt ashamed or they felt embarrassed about the fact that they were dealing with this woman. They did not want to go to the police because then they would have to tell the police how they met this woman. And they would say, I met her on the website. Well, what website? How long have you known her? And this woman, talk about just throwing your life away. Now, she's not no spring chicken, but, this is a woman who was determined to not have relations with these men at all costs. Cardi B did this. Cardi B was drugging men when she was a stripper because she didn't want to have relations with them. But there's consequences to your actions sooner or later. Divine intervention. It's sad that a man had to lose his life for her to finally be put in jail. because it's also clear to me, according to the article, that she possibly could have done this before, that somebody else could have lost her life because of what she did too. This woman should not be free ever again, because this woman has a clear hatred for men, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to get something from them, and she ain't willing to work for it. We don't need people like this in productive society. We really don't. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Any thoughts like this video and share. Follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.